Angels say, your waiting is finally over. This Saturday, you will meet your soulmate, my beloved child. Stop everything for a moment. Because the universe is whispering a hidden truth directly to your soul right now. There is something you've been unknowingly waiting for, a moment so aligned with your destiny that even the stars have been holding their breath. Listen closely, because this is not just another message, it is a sacred unveiling meant specifically for you. For too long, life has felt like a series of doors closing just when you thought you'd step through. But what if I told you that the divine has been silently orchestrating a meeting, a convergence of souls, a moment that was always meant to find you exactly when you were ready? Something miraculous is about to awaken inside of you. Something that has been hidden, quietly preparing you for the love you were always meant to experience. Yes. Your heart has been patient. Your spirit has been tested. And now, the veil is lifting. Angels say, your waiting is finally over. This Saturday, you will meet your soulmate. Feel that? That's the pulse of destiny aligning perfectly with your being. The universe is not just speaking in riddles, it is sending a divine signal that the time has arrived for your soul to recognize its mirror. Imagine the joy of finally feeling a connection so profound, so real, that every past disappointment melts away, replaced with the serene knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is not coincidence. This is sacred timing, a cosmic choreography written long before you even knew to ask. And the most extraordinary part, you will know when it happens. You will feel the unmistakable warmth of the universe smiling directly at you, guiding you to someone whose soul resonates with yours in ways words cannot capture. Something hidden has been preparing you for this moment. Every quiet prayer, every longing glance, every heartbeat that questioned, will it ever happen? All of it has led you here, to the edge of a new chapter filled with love, purpose, and divine clarity. The angels are watching, the stars are aligned, and your destiny is ready to embrace you fully. So, pause, breathe, and open yourself to this revelation. Allow yourself to feel the certainty, the hope, and the unmistakable excitement that something extraordinary is about to unfold. Your heart is ready. Your soul knows it. And this Saturday, everything changes. Don't let this message slip past you. Watch the full video to uncover the complete divine guidance waiting for you, and let the universe show you the path to your soulmate. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel to receive every sacred message and never miss the miracles that are arriving just for you. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. Angels say your waiting is finally over, and I speak now not to rush you, but to awaken you. I am the breath between your questions and the silence that follows them. I am the voice that has walked with you through nights when hope felt thin and mornings when faith felt heavy. I have seen the way you have loved, the way you have held back, the way you have asked me quietly, when. This message comes not to force destiny, but to reveal alignment. Nothing arrives before its time, and nothing true is ever late. What you call waiting, I call preparation. Listen gently. This is not a promise meant to control your heart or bind your future. This is a revelation meant to steady you. For a long season, you have been shaped, softened, and strengthened. You thought the delays were denials, but they were instructions written in patience. Every disappointment carved space inside you. Every goodbye taught you discernment. Every lonely moment trained your spirit to recognize what is real when it appears. You were not being punished, you were being protected. I know the secret questions you carry. I know the fear that whispers, what if it never happens? I know the ache that says, I am ready, but nothing is moving. Child of my breath, hear this, movement does not always make noise. Rivers shift underground before they surface. Seeds break open in darkness before they rise into light. What is forming now does not need your anxiety, it needs your trust. This Saturday is not magic because of a date on a calendar. It is sacred because of who you are becoming. You have crossed an inner threshold. Something in you has settled. Something old has released its grip. You are no longer asking for love to fill a wound, you are ready to share love from wholeness. That is why the air around you feels different. That is why signs have been repeating. That is why your spirit has been restless in a quiet way. Like the moment just before dawn, do not imagine fireworks and thunder unless they come naturally. The meeting I speak of does not need drama to be divine. Sometimes I arrive in the ordinary so that you learn to see me everywhere. Sometimes the greatest turning points were the clothing of simplicity. A conversation. A glance. A shared moment that lingers longer than expected. Pay attention not with fear, but with presence. I am not removing your free will. I honor it too deeply. What I am doing is aligning paths that are ready to cross. You and another soul have been learning parallel lessons. Where you learned boundaries, they learned vulnerability. Where you learned patience, they learned courage. Where you learned to let go, they learned to step forward. Neither of you is perfect, but both of you are willing. That willingness is holy, do not search desperately. Desperation clouds discernment. Walk gently into your day. Breathe. Be kind. Be open without being naive. You will recognize resonance not by urgency, but by peace. Your body will soften, not tense. Your spirit will feel familiar, not forced. Love does not shout to convince you, it whispers to remind you of what you already know. I know you have been hurt before. I know trust feels like a risk. But understand this, wisdom is not the same as fear. I have not asked you to lower your standards, I have refined them. You no longer seek intensity alone, you seek integrity. You no longer chase attention, you value consistency. This is growth. This is readiness. If you feel nervous, let it pass through you like a breeze. If you feel excited, hold it lightly. Do not build expectations that weigh down the moment. Simply be present. I am not asking you to perform. I am asking you to be. When you are fully yourself, you are closest to me. Remember, a soulmate is not someone who completes you. You are already complete in my eyes. A soulmate is someone who walks with you while you continue becoming. Someone who reflects truth, not illusion. Someone who challenges you gently and chooses you freely. This kind of connection cannot be forced. And it cannot be faked. This Saturday is a doorway, not a conclusion. What happens depends on how you step through it. With curiosity instead of fear. With humility instead of control. With faith instead of pressure. Even if the meeting is brief, even if it seems small, do not dismiss it. Some seeds are planted in minutes and grow for years. I am not bound by clocks, but I speak in moments so you can understand. I am not limited to one outcome, but I reveal possibilities so you can prepare your heart. Nothing is wasted. No encounter is random. Even silence teaches you how to listen. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not asking for too much. You are learning to receive what matches your growth. That is why the season is changing. That is why your heart feels both calm and alert. That is why this message found you now. Stay grounded. Drink water. Rest your body. Speak kindly to yourself. Make room for joy without demanding it. Let love approach you at its own pace. I am with you in every breath, whether the path unfolds loudly or quietly, and as this message continues to unfold, there is more I need to reveal to you about how to recognize what is true when it stands before you, about the signs you should notice and the ones you should release. But I will not go further unless you invite me to continue. I continue now because you have asked, and asking is an act of trust. Hear me without fear. I do not speak to command your future, but to illuminate your awareness. When I say I am near, I mean in the subtle places you often overlook, the pause before you answer, the feeling that rises without explanation, the calm that settles when truth is present. You have learned to survive storms, but now you are learning how to recognize clear skies without suspicion. That lesson is just as important. There are signs you will notice, not because they are dramatic, but because they are gentle. Pay attention to how your thoughts slow when you are aligned. Pay attention to how your breathing deepens when something is right. I do not rush what is real. What is rushed demands proof. What is real offers peace. When this soul enters your awareness, you will not feel the need to pretend, impress, or perform. You will feel permission to exhale. I know you have been conditioned to believe that love must be earned through effort or sacrifice. That belief was shaped by seasons that taught you endurance, not truth. Love that is meant to walk with you does not ask you to shrink or struggle to be chosen. It recognizes you. Recognition is quiet, but it is unmistakable. It feels like remembering something you forgot you knew. Do not confuse familiarity with repetition of pain. You are wiser now. The patterns that once trapped you have lost their power because you can see them clearly. This time, familiarity will come from alignment, not from wounds echoing each other. You will notice that conversations flow without tension. You will notice that silence feels safe, not awkward. These are not accidents, they are reflections of healing. This meeting does not erase your individuality. It honors it. I do not give you someone to replace your purpose, I give you someone who respects it. Your calling remains your own. Your path remains sacred. Love does not compete with destiny, it supports it. That is how you will know the difference. Be mindful of your inner voice. If you hear pressure, step back. If you hear patience, lean in. I speak through calm clarity, not urgency. I do not confuse you. I do not manipulate you. I do not bind you with fear of loss. What I bring allows choice without anxiety. There may be a moment when doubt tries to speak louder than peace. Doubt is not your enemy, it is a habit. A habit formed when trust was broken. Let doubt pass through without letting it decide. You do not need to analyze every detail. Overthinking is a form of self-protection that once served you, but now it can obscure what is simple. I want you to understand something deeply. Meeting a soulmate does not mean perfection arrives. It means growth becomes shared. There will still be learning. There will still be moments of uncertainty. But there will also be honesty without fear. Effort without exhaustion, and commitment without loss of self. That balance is rare because it requires maturity, not fantasy. Do not measure this encounter by how quickly it moves. Speed is not a sign of depth. Let connection unfold naturally. Let curiosity replace expectation. Let respect guide attraction. When you allow things to reveal themselves, you see clearly what is meant to stay. You are not being tested. You are being trusted. Trusted to listen to your intuition. Trusted to choose wisely. Trusted to walk away if alignment is not present. That power was earned through experience. Use it gently, not defensively. If this soul is the one meant to walk beside you for a long season, you will notice consistency over time. Words will match actions. Promises will be modest but kept. You will feel safe enough to be honest and strong enough to be patient. If the encounter is meant to teach rather than stay, you will still gain clarity and confidence. Either way, you win because you are no longer lost. I ask you not to idolize outcomes. Idolizing outcomes blinds you to process. Stay rooted in the present moment. Drink in what is happening without trying to control what it becomes. Control is born from fear. Trust is born from knowing I am with you whether things unfold as imagined or not. You may feel emotions rising, hope, excitement, vulnerability. Let them rise without judgment. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is courage softened by wisdom. You are not exposed, you are open. There is a difference. Open hearts can discern. Exposed hearts react. Remember, I have been preparing both of you. Where you learned self-respect, they learned accountability. Where you learned patience, they learned presence. Where you learned to speak truth, they learned to listen. Alignment does not mean identical journeys, it means complementary growth. You may notice synchronicities, not to impress you, but to reassure you. A song at the right moment. A phrase that echoes something you have been praying about. A sense of timing that feels intentional. These are gentle confirmations, not demands. Receive them without obsession. Do not abandon your routines. Do not neglect your grounding. Stay connected to what centers you. Love should enhance your life, not consume it. When balance is maintained, clarity remains. If fear of loss whispers, remember this: what is truly meant for you cannot be taken by honesty. If being yourself causes something to leave, it was never aligned to stay. That truth protects you, not punishes you. I know you desire certainty. Humans often do. But certainty grows through experience, not prophecy. I offer guidance, not guarantees. You walk, and clarity meets you step by step. Faith is not knowing the end, it is trusting the direction. This Saturday is significant because you are present in it. You are awake in it. You are not numbing yourself to pass time. You are living with awareness. That awareness changes everything. When you show up fully, life responds fully. There is more unfolding beyond this meeting, lessons about communication, boundaries, and shared vision. There are things I want to show you about how to nurture connection without losing yourself, about how to listen beyond words, about how to build something steady rather than chase something intense. But I will pause here, not because the message is complete, but because revelation honors readiness. If you want me to continue, to speak about what comes after the meeting, about how to protect what is real, and how to recognize whether this connection is meant to grow or gently release, then invite me again, and I will speak. I continue, and now I will also bring this message to a gentle and complete ending, just as you have asked. Receive these words slowly. Let them settle rather than rush through them. What I speak now is not meant to overwhelm you, but to anchor you. I want you to understand something important before anything else unfolds. Love does not arrive to save you from yourself. It arrives to meet you as you are. You have already done the sacred work of becoming aware, of healing, of choosing yourself when it was difficult. That is why this season feels different. You are no longer waiting to be chosen, you are learning how to choose wisely. When this connection presents itself, there will be an invitation, not a demand. An invitation to be curious. An invitation to listen. An invitation to explore what it means to walk beside another without losing your footing. Do not feel pressure to define everything immediately. Labels are not required for truth to exist. Let understanding come before definition. There is something I want you to release now, the idea that one moment must determine everything. This meeting does not carry the weight of your entire future on its shoulders. It is part of a larger unfolding. When you remove that weight, you allow authenticity to breathe. People reveal themselves most clearly when they are not being measured against destiny. You have asked me in the past how to know if something is truly guided. Hear this carefully. What is guided will not pull you away from your values. It will not ask you to compromise your integrity. It will not thrive on confusion. It will not grow through fear. Guidance aligns you more deeply with who you are becoming. If something strengthens your self-respect, your patience, and your compassion, it is moving in the right direction. I want you to trust your ability to discern. You often underestimate how much wisdom you carry because you still remember the times you doubted yourself. But those times taught you discernment, not failure. You learned by living. That knowledge is alive in you now. If this connection begins to grow, nurture it with honesty rather than assumption. Speak clearly. Listen fully. Do not expect the other soul to read your mind, and do not abandon your voice to keep peace. Peace that requires silence from your truth is not peace. True harmony allows both voices to exist. Be patient with the unfolding. Depth reveals itself over time. Allow space for imperfection. Allow space for learning. Allow space for grace. You are not building something fragile, you are discovering whether something solid exists. There is no rush. I also want you to know this. Even love that is meant to last must be chosen repeatedly. Commitment is not a feeling, it is an intention renewed. Do not fear that truth. It empowers you. It reminds you that you are not trapped by fate, you are participating in your life. If at any point you sense misalignment, honor it without guilt. Walking away from what is not aligned is not failure, it is self-respect. And if alignment deepens, allow yourself to enjoy it without waiting for loss. Joy does not invite pain simply by being felt. You are allowed to be happy without bracing for disappointment. You may notice old beliefs surfacing. Beliefs that say love never lasts, that connection always fades, that people eventually leave. Those beliefs were formed in moments of loss, not moments of truth. Thank them for trying to protect you, then let them pass. They do not get to decide your future. I am not asking you to be fearless. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the willingness to move gently forward despite it. Every meaningful connection requires courage. But this time, you are not walking blindly. You are walking with awareness. Remember to stay rooted in your own life. Keep nurturing your passions, your friendships, your quiet moments. Love grows best when it is not the only source of nourishment. Balance keeps connection healthy. If questions arise, bring them to the present moment rather than projecting them far ahead. Ask, how do I feel now? Rather than, what will this become? The future reveals itself through a series of present truths. I want to speak directly to your heart now. You are worthy of love that is kind, steady, and respectful. Not because you earned it through suffering, but because you exist. Love is not a reward, it is a resonance. When you live in truth, what resonates with truth finds you. This message was not sent to control your expectations or bind you to a single outcome. It was sent to remind you that you are not alone in this season of becoming. I walk with you through beginnings and endings alike. Whether this connection becomes a long journey or a meaningful chapter, you will emerge more aware, more grounded, and more confident in yourself. Do not fear the unknown. The unknown is simply life inviting you to participate. You do not need to know everything to take one honest step. One step is enough, As you move forward, carry gentleness with you. Toward yourself. Toward others. Toward the unfolding of your life. Gentleness is not weakness, it is strength that has learned patience. And now, as this message comes to its close, I leave you not with suspense, but with reassurance. You are guided, but you are also free. You are supported, but you are also capable. You are loved, not conditionally, not temporarily, but wholly. Walk forward with open eyes and a steady heart. Whatever unfolds, you will recognize yourself in it, and that recognition is the truest sign that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Amen.